What's good, everybody? Welcome to Bowler's Paradise. My name is Ben. I'm a USBC Silver Certified Coach, and this video is all about what I'm personally bringing to Nationals next week. I'm not hitched to any one manufacturer, and my goal for any Nationals Arsenal build is advising you guys on having the best shapes, not the best brand loyalties, and I think this combination would give the general population of bowlers a good set of options based on all the available options from every manufacturer. Before we dive in, we're doing something special for this one. If you can guess my all events total for this year's event, you can win a brand new bowling ball of your own, courtesy of Bowler's Paradise. This is an experiment to see what kind of engagement this channel can generate, so if you have a minute, I'd really appreciate you entering this giveaway. The more entries we get, the more likely we are going to do more unique videos like this in the upcoming season. You guys have been such an amazing audience, and I couldn't be more grateful for your support. So here's how to enter. First off, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Second, click the entry link in the description below to go to the entry form. Third, fill out that entry form fully, including your guess of my 9-game all events total. For this guess, Price is Right rules apply, so the winner will be the person who is closest to that total without going over. Fourth, select submit, and you're all set. Entries are going to close Thursday, May 2nd at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. No purchase is necessary to win, but you must be 18 years old to win and subscribed to the Bowler's Paradise YouTube channel. You got it? All right, let's do this. This is my Nationals Arsenal for 2024. This one is kind of a given and can probably be replaced by pretty much any other spare ball. Now, I personally have had a lot of good results with this white mix from Storm, as it's polished urethane instead of polyester, and it does hook a little bit. I prefer to go as straight as I can at as many spares as I can, up to including the bucket, so having that little bit of movement at the end of the lane makes it more likely for me to convert sleepers, as well as the 4 and 7 pins, as I don't have to get quite as close to the left gutter. Now, there's a whole bunch of other options on the market for spare balls, so the biggest trick here is just finding the one that works best for you and take it with. Don't be the fool who tries to make a spare ball out of a pitch black the week before leaving and then misses a whole bunch of single pins. Now, jumping from the bottom to the top of my arsenal, the biggest ball coming out with me this year is the DV8 Hater. Out of the box, this one and I were just not friends. I thought it came with way too much surface and that the core was just too much for its own good. But then I got to spend a week at the Masters, and I saw so many of these things go down the lane that the shape started to make more sense to me. The Hater isn't great for me if I have to throw it up the boards, but when I get to move in a touch, its hybrid cover is clean enough to get to the spot, and that massive core keeps its move towards the pocket under control. Because of my lack of tilt, that extra push through the middle part of the lane is critical for my success with big pieces like this, but if you have a little more tilt than me, the Black Widow 3.0, the Storm Absolute Power, and the Motive Evoke could also fill this spot, but for me, I'm going with the Hater. Weirdly enough, for the first time in my life, a purple hammer is coming with me to Nationals, and honestly, I have no idea why this is the first time. The purple hammer is easily the best urethane option on the market for skilled and unskilled bowlers alike, and the combination of control it pairs with its continuation is just, well, it's hard to beat. The thing that the purple hammer gets hate for the most is the carry down that it creates, but what I've seen in the years that I've made the trip is that it's just as vital to create hold inside as it is to create hook outside. If you have one without the other, your misroom gets incredibly small, so since I have the rev rate to get away with throwing the ball that creates that hold inside, I'm happy to do so. Plus, it's been a long time since I've thrown urethane this well, so I want to capitalize while I still have that on my side. If you're not a fan of the purple, the pitch black or the Tank Rampage Pearl would also suffice. Now, if you watched my full review of the Outer Limits Pearl, you probably could have guessed that this one was coming with. I've fallen absolutely in love with this one from Radical since its release, and during my practice sessions, it has shown itself to be exceptionally responsive to changes in my ball roll while still having that asymmetric forward roll off the spot and through the pins. The front part of the lane at South Point has always overhooked for me, so my hope is that the Outer Limits Pearl is clean enough through that friction to not require me to loft it, but even if I have to, I don't see it having a problem getting off the spot. In years past, pieces like this one are what I have thrown my best scores with, so there's some pretty big shoes to fill for this one, but I think it will do so pretty easily. Now, if you're not feeling this one, the Roto Grip Attention Star or the Motive Crimson Jackal would also fill the spot pretty well. I think of all the pieces on my list, this one is the most specific pick for my personal game. I've always loved high RG shiny pieces like the Kaboom, and I think this newest release from Columbia 300 is a great option for when it's time to get in and wheel on it. Even better, this one and the Outer Limits Pearl match up in the same part of the lane, but the core dynamics create a much different and more continuous shape to and through the pins. I've never truly figured out how the ball goes through the pins the best at South Point, so having two Pearl options that are good in the same part of the lane and that are responsive to the changes in hand position that I like to make leaves no room for excuses once that hook spot wears in. If the Kaboom isn't for you, the Motive Hyper Venom or the Storm Journey could easily fill this spot in your arsenal. This last spot has been a total wild card for me over the last few weeks. I like the shapes of the other Pour pieces so much that this spot has to give me something unique to those shapes. I tried both the 900 Global Exponent as well as the Rotogrip Tour Dynamics, but was pretty underwhelmed by the results. But once I put the Vibo in the bag, I knew this was the one. Another pick inspired by the quality of its shape at the USBC Masters, the Virtual Energy Blackout from Storm does something that not very many pieces can match, and it also handles surface changes well. I'm likely to rely on the previous four options first, but if those don't work, the Vibo will at least get me a different result and hopefully a better one. Some other wildcard options that I considered were the Brunswick Ultimate Defender as well as the Motive Primal Shock. Okay, sorry, I lied. There's a +1 to this arsenal. I'm blessed to have a couple of my teammates driving to Las Vegas and willing to take some extra rocks, and with that added flexibility, the Storm IQ Tour Ruby is making the trip. You all know how much I love this piece. I think it's actually in contention to be the actual GOAT ball, but no matter where it ranks all time, the Tour Ruby is good on just about any pattern and also helped me put together the best single set of my Young Nationals career just last year. So even though it's an extra piece, I wouldn't be surprised if this one saw a ton of time on the lane. And there you have it, folks. That's my arsenal for the 2024 USBC Open Championships. If you're bringing any of the same pieces or you think my choices suck, let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't signed up for that ball giveaway yet, be sure you do so via the link below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my full analysis of the Open Championships from a player's perspective in the coming weeks. And of course, as always, don't forget, having the right balls with you for your trip to nationals, now that's a bowler's paradise. Peace.